Can you imagine? I get a phone call to help transform a castle, and it's not a fairy tale. It's coming up next. Life on Mars, the Home Makeover Show. I'm Jennings, and I created 6 casual luxury design principles for renovating or designing any space in your home. My casual luxury designs are the answer to any design dilemma, and I'll show you how. You are in charge of booking things, and I know you're the man that keeps me in all the right places at all the right times. But you have to give me credit, because when I told you someone's going to call me about going and helping them with a castle, you thought I was joking.
I did. I thought you were crazy. But
well, I'm not crazy.
Okay, but I'll meet you with that, but I will also one-up you with the idea of when I presented the season to you way back at the beginning of this season. I think this is the time to expand a little bit beyond Westport, and said it was going to be about things that we like. Variety is the spice of life, and design is the same way, and we're going to do and see things you've never thought of before, and I got big surprises in store for you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I love the fact that you're thinking completely outside the box.
I somehow must have known that this was going to happen. So this is all my fault.
Intuition.
I take total credit for the castle. I willed it into being.
I will you to
You're
remove
welcome.
that beard.
Here, let me read that. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
So today's the day I finally get to visit the castle. And I'm bringing Paul along with me, because if this is a bust, I'm gonna have him right next to me to take the pain. So I had this phone call from this woman named Susie, and she just bought a castle. So of course I needed to do my research and find out as much as I possibly could. It was built in the 20s. In Connecticut. Apparently, the story goes that it was in need of a lot of TLC. It recently just sold, and to the perfect couple. They totally saw its full potential. And the best part, they wanted to use my casual luxury recipe to infuse the entire indoor and exterior of this castle. She is very, very aware of the restoration component of it. So she's thrilled to have us come. But I'm just as excited, because not only do we get a new project to really oversee and be a part of, but most importantly, we get a completely different perspective of a structure and its history, and how does that become so relevant for today.
I can't wait to see it. This will be a fun day.
Good to see you. Follow your GPS and watch carefully for the dirt road that says One Castle Road. So when Paul drives, my job is to give them the best direction of the curbs, because he takes out every hubcap, every ram.
Why are you yelling?
Am I yelling?
Yeah.
Because you do it all the time.
Well, I know, but it's what I do. It's my thing.
It's your thing. I always say, get the insurance.
It's my thing.
Get the insurance, because
hubcaps are cheap. Excuse me, I am a great driver. I mean, but who builds curbs like that? Like, they're the ones at fault. I mean, come on. Like, if it happens over and over again, and I'm in different cars all the time, what do you think is the common denominator? The curb.
Caution, restricted access.
We're looking for the address, and we're expecting to drive up and say a castle. There's no castle. Here it is, one. This is the driveway. There's a road and a little itsy bitsy teeny weeny little sign. That's the driveway to the castle. But nowhere can you see any evidence of a castle. Nothing. So my excitement is starting to percolate, and we're going through these meandering little private dirt roads. And as you're going through, it's one way. So if someone's coming this way, someone's gonna back up. And I don't know where I'm going, so we're not backing up.
And it's like very narrow and windy.
And then you get to a point where you see these beautiful pillars with ivy growing all over these pillars. And you go by the pillars and you still don't see the castle. So I see a barn, a burned down barn. And I'm hoping that's not it. And you keep driving. And it's beautiful. You're in the wilderness in some open fields. And then all of a sudden, OMG, how much is this renovation going to cost? And what's the budget?
Now more than ever, your home is your haven. Now more than ever, the comfort and function of your home matters. For 88 years, Ethan Allen Quality has furnished American homes. And now, when it matters the most, we are opening our doors sensibly to service you safely. Ethan Allen Quality, service and reliability. Now more than ever.
So today's the day I finally get to visit the castle. And we're going through these meandering little private dirt roads. And then all of a sudden, OMG, how much is this renovation going to cost? And what's the budget? In this journey of life, we meet many different kinds of people. People that are passionate about their sports, people that are passionate about their family, and people that are passionate about their home. Sometimes you have the pleasure of meeting someone that is as passionate about life as they are about other categories in their life. Well, hello.
Hello.
Susie and Russell are a perfect example of passion, love, and commitment. Not just to the castle, but everything that they touch. How did you first learn about this?
Well, I am married to a very unique person who loves to take projects and restore them. So we just recently renovated the old Litchfield County Jail that was built in 1820, and we put restaurants and shops and bakery and all that sort of thing in there.
So this is not your first time at the rodeo.
Not our first rodeo. This one, I was very reluctant because I would be the queen weed puller, gardener, and you know, baroness on the side, but I thought this was overwhelming. But I saw what a great job he did with the stonework and the metal and all the renovation we had to do with that jail, and thought this is actually a walk in the park with the right.
Compared to what you've experienced.
That was much harder. We have almost 300 acres here, surrounded by another 900 acres. We are so remote here.
So as the new steward, it needed someone like yourself and your husband to come in and to acknowledge its past from the 20s, but also coddle it and restore it. But most importantly, when you're restoring it, you're keeping its integrity, but you're also going to make it a livable.
Absolutely. This is going to be our sanctuary. All right, maybe we should go in the front door. Shall we go
Just like
in
a
the front
proper,
door? Right.
Gentleman would arrive, right? Now you've been to Hearst Castle.
Yeah, that was really cool. And you know, that's what's so interesting is this was actually built at the same time when folks like that were building their own castles here, inspired by Europe.
You know, because it's going to be celebrating 100 years, what can happen inside that castle, I mean, let's just face it, a lot of times people just don't appreciate older homes and they rip everything out.
I know.
So I hope it still has a lot of its charm and character.
Yeah, it's funny, you know, when they built them back then, they either did sort of one of two ways. They made it like look like an old castle, or they made it like castle on the outside, modern-y for the times home on the inside. So I'm thinking maybe some Moroccan, Eastern influence, like some of that kind of stuff, Moorish in there maybe too. So it's gonna be a cool discovery.
In terms of the way the house is configured,
Wow.
you can see this is very much before.
Right, right. I mean, plaster walls. I mean, here's the original staircase. Look at that. I mean,
And that's actually not even wood, that's made out of plaster.
this is made out of plaster. That is crazy. So you can tell from looking at this, certainly years of being neglect, there's going to be a lot of excavation, peeling things back, so you could go and start again.
That's right, and our goal is lighter and brighter and elegant. So why don't we go through here and then we can go into the big living room.
When I started on this road to casual luxury, I wanted to make sure that it was attainable to all. We created a worksheet and we gave the 6 principles as a way to keeping you in check. Now that it's out there, it's wonderful to see Susie and Russell, how they're taking that recipe and making it their platform for everything that they're going to do with this castle. That is the best compliment, the best validation for me, for the brand, and for what I stand for, is because I'm not going to be a hands-on person. They have lots of experience in doing this.
And this is going to be our sitting room. And if you look above, you can see how fabulous these hand-painted beams are. So
you're going to restore that. You're going to try to clean it, and
That's right.
This is the part where you really need craftsmen that are skilled enough that they just don't,
We're not
tear it
painting
all.
over. That's
That
exactly
you have to have a part of restoration before renovation.
Absolutely, and we're pretty particular about that.
The lounging area, the media room, is really a little bit more casual.
And then you walk through, and this will be the grand room.
Wow! Then you walk into this grand, it must be 30-foot ceiling. This is where the heart of the castle is. And this is going to be the biggest part of the transformation.
Exceptional products, personal service. Galt Stone and Landscape Supplies offers both professionals and homeowners one of the largest selections of natural and man-made stone in New England. From small projects to complete renovations and new construction, incorporating stone indoors or outdoors can completely transform a space. Visit our showrooms in Westport and Bethel for an interactive stone experience, or browse our expansive stone selection online at galtstone.com. Galt puts you first.
And then you walk through, and this will be the grand room.
Wow! This is where we should have a party. This is where the heart of the castle is. Oh, look at that view and these windows and this fireplace. I mean, this is what makes this house so special, is the fact that this is not your cookie cutter home.
Right.
It must be 30-foot ceilings. The wallpaper is peeling. The beams are all hand painted. It is a limestone fireplace taller than I am. This is going to be the biggest part of the transformation.
There was no heat for 4 years.
Of course, and that's where we see the moisture working against the stone because it's not temperature controlled.
And now we have a really good starting spot, so we feel.
And what do you see for this space? This is your living room. So when you start thinking about how you want to live in here, clearly the focus is the fireplace.
Right.
But then again, the focus is on these great vistas out, which are all part of this room.
We have beautiful white furniture. So the walls will be sort of a creamy, buttery, neutral.
So the yellow's all going away.
All going away. All that is going out, and it's going to be just toned down. We have some amazing art and mirrors and big chandelier.
Let's go look at really what is often referred to as the heart of the house, the kitchen.
Here we go.
As we enter the kitchen, so a perfectly appointed kitchen, I see.
Welcome.
Somebody got in here. It was very chopped up. It wasn't very attractive in its functionality and its look.
This is an interesting space. So the previous owner spent a fortune in infrastructure, wiring and lighting, and I don't know what he did for dinner, because I wouldn't eat in this kitchen even before we took the cabinetry out. It was crazy weird. So this will be our focal wall with a really beautiful hood, vented out. I'm a graduate of the Culinary Institute, so
you're a cook, so you know.
cook. So I beat up my kitchen.
I'm a graduate of designing well-appointed kitchens for people that don't cook. So the key is that how do you maximize this space, keeping the bathroom, but also allowing the light to still shine through.
And that's a problem.
This is the first time in a long time that I'm going to pass the baton so early in the process and be okay with it, because I'm feeling confident. What?
You're not going to be okay with it.
Paul, of course I'm going to micromanage it from behind the scenes. Anything that can bounce off and reflect the light back out, it will immediately give you a sense of a bigger space. And I think right now, all the walls, all the elements are just sucking the light. I'm going to try, I promise, but there is a part of me that just wants to pack my bags and just hang out there. And I know I can't do that, but if someone asked me to do that,
Could I ask you to do that?
The swinging door that takes us into the formal dining room.
which once again, it's dark. Are you going to work with that, or perhaps maybe just keep all the panels and just lighten it up?
That's what we're gonna do. My husband loves the wood.
I love it too. The dining room has paneled walls, and it's very dark, but it's very intimate. Exactly what a dining room should be. Not filled with a lot of light, because that's where you want candlelight. That's where you want the ambience. These doors are just worth mentioning because they're all solid, and the hardware, this is the part of the house that you look at and really takes you to the time and place when it was built.
Absolutely.
This is in no means a home. This is a castle, but yet it will be a home. And that's the linking element, to embrace the past, but bring it to today's lifestyle and standards with the gentle reminder of its grandness, but not have it scream that it makes you uncomfortable when you're in the space. And that's going to be the journey from start to finish to get it to that place. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 stalls, and then your chicken coop or whatever this is over here.
And back in the day, the owner rode a big white stallion through town with this cape.
So we discovered that the first building, the barn that was burned down, was where the horses were kept, and no horses were harmed or hurt in the fire, thank goodness. But part of their big plan is to repurpose and bring back and validate the horse farm aspect of the castle. So I'm thinking, if I play my cards right and make sure that I have a ringtone when she calls, I answer regardless where I am, regardless, I just might be able to ride with her. Yeah, I'm gonna work that.
All right, kiddos. Thank you.
Thank you. Psst. I hope I'm a good enough rider that I don't embarrass myself. So this project is massive. So the first thing they need to address is making this house a sealed envelope. So insulation, they have to address all the water leaks, all the animals that have managed to make their way into the spaces. They have to pull back everything before they can come back and start the renovations. This is where the restoration begins, and then the renovations take over thereafter. Wherever possible, we're gonna protect historical parts of the house. And finally, all this is going to happen while they're following the recipe to casual luxury for their new castle.
That's life on Mars.
Now, I've been riding before, but I'm no professional. So now I have to get my riding into par or acceptable standards where I don't embarrass myself. As America's top lifestyle expert, it's important for me to have a reliable mobile network. That's why I like Pulse Cellular with their premium unlimited wireless plans. Now that's amazing. The best part? If you sign up today using the promo code MARTV, you'll get an additional 10% off your monthly wireless bill for as long as you stay with Pulse Cellular. Switch to Pulse Cellular for the best wireless experience.
Mar, you are going to pick up your posting trot. Don't look at his head. Excellent. Now put your reins in one hand and get up into your half seat and hold it.
So I knew very quickly, after spending 10 minutes, maybe 7, that Susie was my new best friend. Loved her. So we're carrying on and we are speaking the same vocabulary. And then, all of a sudden, she says, well, you know I ride horses. What? You ride horses? Guess what? I ride horses too. I just might be able to ride with her. Now, I've been riding before, but I'm no professional. So now I have to get my riding into par or acceptable standards where I don't embarrass myself. Good boy, that's my Patrick. Yeah, that's my boo. Is that my boo? So I'm riding Patrick, and we have a fantastic relationship, and he does not like anybody else. He will spit on other people, he will basically try to bite other people, but when it comes to me, I am the only one, and you can ask anyone there, Patrick loves Mar. And you know why? Because I love him. I thank him, I hug him, I bring him carrots, yeah, I bribe him, whatever it takes. But we have this wonderful relationship together now, and I feel confident that he's gonna be good to me. Hello. So I get the phone call, and she is ready for me to come back, but she states very definitively, don't get my hopes up too high. That can't be good. Now, I'm feeling comfortable that she's on it. They're no stranger to doing this scale of a project. The question that I had, will she be able to do this in the timeline that she's looking to achieve? It is beyond life on Mars. This is a life on Susie and Russell. They're gonna earn their own planet and universe because it is a lot to do. Oh